This is the third video of the series of 3. The first one was on Inspire 1, the second one was on the DJI Mavic, and this is now the DJI Inspire 2 video. I flew up to try to get the sun behind me. I was getting a lot of glare when I was looking toward the east where the sun was. It's about 9 a.m. at this point, so they've been on this job for an hour and they've been doing quite a bit of work. I mean, they blew through this thing. Congrats to them. I mean, it's a professional group. They knew what they were doing when they were tearing this place down. You'll notice there's quite a few news crews down there. I saw Channel 5, Channel 2, Channel 3, Channel 4, and I did see Channel 7 as well. So in the Bay Area, all the channels were covered. Please enjoy this video. I went up to 147 feet at this point to get a sort of a straight down shot and also fly over the ocean and get a shot of the cliffside and looking in that direction. I didn't want to fly much higher than 150 feet, but I did want to show the various vehicles that were in the street, and if you could see some of the people and such. There were quite a few news groups out there, news channels. So it was an exciting time for a moment. And then they had a little news conference as well, the city of Pacifica, telling us what was going on. So it was quite informative. You'll notice here that there was a little bit of rocking around of the drone. Wind gusts hit about 25 miles an hour at this point. And it was starting to get a little, a little iffy to be in the air with that much wind gust. Now, if this thing can fly at 60 miles an hour, well, it could certainly take a 25 mile an hour wind, but you'll notice that it does sort of hop around a little bit. Right here, if you'll notice this crane hanging over the very outer edge, the crane operator could actually look through the apartment building, through the back door, the back glass door, and see that his bucket was hanging over the edge. And that was his intention, is to get the bucket over the edge and hold on to the outer rim of the ceiling of the roof there, because when they start putting pressure on it, it's going to want to go in one direction, but he wants to pull toward him. So it was rather fascinating to watch these two guys coordinate each other's movements. Right about here, my battery level was getting low. I had about 30% battery left. I could play with it down to maybe 15, but at that point it starts getting critically low and you're going to want to get home quick. Well, I was just right across the street, so I was going to let that battery go until I needed to bring it in. And I was so interested in watching this final corner come down. And then at about this time was around the same time that the police officer showed up. It was at this point when I was aiming south that the police officer asked, "Hey, is that your drone?" To which I said yes, of course. And he asked me to take it down. So didn't want to argue with him, even though his point was not valid. But this is where I had to end my footage. But the footage I got was sufficient, and I truly enjoyed flying this beautiful day. I hope you enjoyed the video.